Man, my wife told me I only have enough room in the liquor cabinet for 5 bottles of whiskey.
Oh my God!
What
no.
am I supposed to buy?
Have no fear, Zach, because I am here, and I will help
Dylan is
you
here.
and give you my opinion on what 5 bottles you need to have open at a given time.
Man, thanks, Almighty Dylan.
Thanks, omnipotent God.
Shall we begin?
Welcome, everyone, to the Extraordinary Gentleman podcast. And today, as we alluded to in the intro of hilarity, that we are listing our 5 picks for the 5 bottles that you need to have open, the only 5 bottles you need to have open at all times in your collection. And the categories are, let me pull it up. The Daily Sipper, or Daily Drinker, a Cheap Mixer, a Impress Your Guest whiskey, a Friday night special occasion, like a once a week, maybe once every other week special, and then the real special occasion whiskey, like a once or twice a year, or maybe not at all if it was kind of a sucky year, such as the one we're in right now.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
that's the categories. Who wants to start?
I'm gonna.
You wanna go,
I'm
you
not
wanna go
nearly-
last? I think Dylan wants to go last.
I'm
'cause
not
he's gotta-
nearly
Yeah,
as
I
prepared
kinda
as
wanna
you
go
guys,
last.
so
Okay, well,
it's gonna be interesting.
okay, Carter's gonna make it up on the fly, and we,
Pull it, ready? I'm gonna pull it out of my butt now.
yep.
Yeah, here I go. I'm gonna
Okay,
pull it out of my
I can
butt.
go first. I can go first. Okay, so I think I'm gonna have just a little reasonings after why I chose the ones I did.
No reasoning.
No
just
reasonings.
Do it.
Just do it. Okay, number 1, my daily drinker. I already told you guys this. It is the Colonel E.H. Taylor Small Batch Bottled and Bond. I chose this because I do drink it like almost every day. Sometimes I cheat and I drink it like over every other day. But I've also been cheating in another way with this whiskey. Recently, I have been
Cheater.
I have what I've been doing. I haven't been cheating on the whiskey. I have been putting ice in it.
Oh,
I have-
trash.
You've been drinking.
Garbage.
I've been putting an ice cube in a 2-finger full glass tumbler, and then I let it sit for like 10 minutes so it like melts all the way and kind of warms up. And I have found that I prefer it that way because I like watered, not super watered down, but like the proofing becomes like 70 proof at that point. And
It's interesting.
I find that the flavors are still all there. They're not as potent, but it also is a much more relaxing drink. And I think that was the quintessential aspect of what makes a good daily dram, is the relaxation and the enjoyment.
Something that has good flavor.
Yeah, and it chose
Versatility.
the bottled
Yep.
and bond too because it has the proof to back it up to water it down in the first place. Like I would.
It could stand up to the ice.
Yep. It could stand up to it. Next is my. Oh, did you have a question?
So, well, I was just wondering what's our standard? Like, what makes a daily drinker?
Okay. Well, I guess I was kind of saying that, but I think the important factors for a daily drinker are, it's obviously its flavor. It has to be something that you can enjoy over and over again, and then secondly, it's sentimental value to you or relaxation value, something that you would enjoy not because it tastes good, but because it is part of like your routine.
Okay, so to you, the daily drinking versatility of that said whiskey for you is just the
It's the best among the rest.
The best.
in comparison. So then when I don't drink that daily and I'm going to mix something for myself, my cheap mixer whiskey is Wild Turkey 101. Our viewers, our listeners may know this whiskey as the one that we decided was the best under $20. And that was unanimously. It was so much better than the other offerings that we selected. Not that there aren't better options out there, but just the ones we picked. This one was better.
In a blind tasting.
This was the best.
So we had, how many we had? Four?
We had 4 plus
originally.
Yep. Then plus Wild Turkey at the end as like a throw-in that we didn't know we were getting.
Okay.
And I use this because, again, the proofing, it stands up to all the additions you put in, including ice, including syrups, including garnishes, including seasonings.
Classic flavor profile.
Very classic flavor profile. It is not. It doesn't really invigorate me, I guess. Is the word.
As far as the flavor,
it doesn't activate certain parts of my tongue. It doesn't.
It's not interesting. It's just kind of.
It's good. It is interesting.
No, I'm not saying that it's not good. I'm just saying that it's not.
It's not strong for its proofing. It's not that strong.
You don't think it's strong as far as the classic flavors it has?
Yeah. Like it doesn't have an intense cherry flavor for being a bourbon. It doesn't have an intense malty flavor. It doesn't have a strong ethanol, breath.
It's interesting. Okay.
And then my impress my guest. This is when I was thinking about this one, I was like, okay, I'm looking at my collection and I'm like, what is something that I just don't drink by myself? I only drink it when other people are here. And that is the Port Charlotte 10-year. I have not actually opened that bottle for myself ever. I've only drank it with people. And actually I bought it I only bought it because I was at the Total Wine with Griffin. I'm like, hey, have you ever tried this? And he's like, no. I'm like, do you want me to buy it so we can try it?
And he's like, yeah.
And he's like, yeah. So I did. And I had tried it before.
I don't see an option to say no.
Yeah.
I don't have to buy the whiskey.
Yeah, and I already knew I liked it because Dylan gave me some of his when he bought it, and we fell in love with Bruichladdich. I think there's not a whole lot of Bruichladdich products that we don't enjoy.
I don't think there's any that we don't.
Yeah,
enjoy.
I think out of all the Bruichladdich we've had, it's all
been very favorable.
I don't think you haven't had the Octomore.
Nope.
Okay, Carter and I.
That's
at a
interesting.
Bar, we had it a couple months back, or quite a many months back, I should say.
I was like 6 or 7. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like 6 months ago now.
Sheesh.
But that was the first Octomore we had, but there's definitely not a bad Bruichladdich.
No.
That
I
would like to experience a bad one.
Bruichladdich hit the nail on the head with everything that they've made.
Yep.
Very consistent flavor.
Yep.
Classic.
Okay, so this next one is the Friday night special, or the once a week or once every other week.
Saturday night special.
This is the one I choose because I don't have to get up as early the next morning. So I chose the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. That stuff.
Interesting.
In a lot of the videos I was watching.
Excellent contender. Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, I was gonna say in a lot of the videos I was watching discussing this very topic we are right now, people chose that one as their impress your guest or impress your friend.
Really?
Yep. Because it's super good. I mean, and it's also.
Well, it's 12 years.
Yep.
Cast strength.
Yep.
Non-chill filtered.
Yep.
For $60, $70.
Yep.
If you can find that, that's about what it goes for.
Compared to its little brother, the regular small batch, every single batch or selection they've done. So I've only owned the B520, but I've had your C919. Both of those.
You have the B520? Isn't the B520 the new one?
No, the C920 is the new one.
Yeah, you're right.
Yep.
Okay. Yep.
The B520 is the one I own, and it's not as high proof as the C919. It's a little more.
Oh no.
It's what is it missing? Like 8%? Or sorry, 8 proof, 4% or something? Maybe more.
Let me grab. I can grab the C919. It's upstairs with me.
Okay, I can.
I don't even remember what mine is. I just know Dylan gave it to me.
Anyway, I chose this because mine is. It's still high proof. Let me get the number right now, real quick.
Well, it's probably like what 120 120.
It's still above 160. It's probably like 162, I think, if my memory
Yeah, it's
serves.
127 proof. The B520.
Okay.
It is my
And
highest.
I have the scene. Yeah. Sorry, go
That's
ahead.
okay. I was just saying it's my highest, and it's
Why aren't we videoing right now? We could totally
we could
see each other.
Yeah, we could totally see each other. I'm in a dark
I'm gonna-
room
I'm
right
gonna go
now,
live.
but it would look it would look very creepy. So,
Yeah.
oh, I guess we're doing it. We're doing it. Hold on, audience. We're showing.
You won't see us, but
You won't
we
see us, but
will.
we need to see each other.
That way we
It's
can
very
see
important.
when my mouth is moving.
Oh, you gotta make me plug in my camera.
So,
Zach-
Zach
not
looks
plugged
like a
in.
Oh.
murderer.
yeah, I'm very. Especially when I do this. Oh,
Oh my god. So while Carter plugs that in, so I got the C919 in front of me now.
Mhm.
It's 136.8 or proof wise,
Yep.
or 68.4% alcohol.
yeah. So that's 10 proof higher than mine.
Yeah.
So mine's more subtle, but when you're in that category, subtlety is kind of you kind of gloss over that real quick. As soon as that you get that first sip in your mouth, you're like hot. You're breathing fire with these
Yeah,
things.
that bad boy will kick
Yep.
your butt.
And I don't put ice in this one because I like it this way. It's so potent, good flavor, nice caramel and cherry, and this is everything you want from the bourbon. It's super. I almost want to pour it right now so I can more accurately remember the flavors, but it's like not even 4. It's like 3:30
So to
right
me,
now.
out of the three that I have the C919 as we stated, and I also have the B520,
Yep.
and I think I have a.
Dylan, do you remember which one that you bought for me?
You have the C919.
I do have the C919.
Yeah, you have the high one.
Yeah, that stuff's, that stuff's good.
Out of the three that I own, the C919 is still my favorite.
And it's
Seems
not
like
a,
it has
it's
more
not a
caramel.
bad pick, and it's
No, none of them are bad
Yeah.
picks. I mean, we're talking the value you get for $60, $70 for a 12-year cask strength bourbon. It is probably the best value you can find in that category.
Yep.
Currently.
Yep. This
You
is a lot of people's opinions. Has been the whiskey, specifically the bourbon, and sometimes the whiskey of the year for the past 2 years.
And I could totally see why
Yeah.
I agree with that, in the context given.
Okay,
Um,
so I guess I'm
yeah.
already at like 11, 12 minutes of talking right now. But
Hurry it up,
Hurry
Zach.
up, the last one. the last one, I have 2 only because I wasn't sure if we were sticking with ones we own or ones we've had. So the ones I've had is kind of an obvious decision, but to these two are 2 compatriots. But I
Blanton's.
I really liked
Blanton's.
Dylan's 19-year Ardbeg Trayvon. I literally had to sit there in silence for 4 minutes upon its enticing liquids entering my mouth. My taste buds enlightened to the heavens with a new concept of what flavor could be. I loved it so much. But I don't own it. So my number 2 pick is one that I actually still haven't opened it because I drank Carter's, and also I haven't had a special occasion to open it.
Yeah, you turd. Keep drinking mine.
I don't think a lot of us have had a special occasion this year.
Yeah.
No.
That's what I mean. That's why I said this before. Like, I don't think there's been a lot of special occasions for 2020. But Glenlivet 16-year Nadora cask strength. Now I forgot to do the research. There's 3 Nadoras from Glenlivet.
Is this
So
the
it's-
unpeated or peated one?
It's the unpeated.
Unpeated, yeah.
Okay.
And there's one that's... I don't remember if it's Madeira or if it's Oloroso. I'm pretty sure it's an Oloroso finish
Oloroso.
on one of them.
Yep.
And then
Well,
there's
the
the one that we have that
Uh-huh.
is the non-peated, just normal
Cast strength.
cask
Glenlivet.
strength Scotch.
Yep.
And I think it's 120-ish?
It's 100.
Yeah, it's at least 60.
Yep. It's 116.
160.
At least the one I have.
Well,
Oh, it's only 116? I thought it was for sure in the 60s.
I mean, I can double
But-
check. I'll double check right now. But
You guys
that's
have
my
it.
pick. I liked it because. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, Carter! What happened? No, I'm just saying. He just fell out of his chair.
I died, everybody.
Despite being unpeated, it still has a super nice savory flavor. Kind of like getting into that meaty, fatty flavor.
Yeah.
It's
The
not
oils and
that
stuff.
smoky. It's a little smoky, but not really.
I have still not experienced the cast strength Glenlivet. for
Yeah. So
myself.
we'll get you that on a special occasion. Probably
Yeah,
when
I let everybody try it when we did the the second go of the
Second, yeah.
Scotch
Which
Trials.
has not and probably will not be published.
And
Unfortunately.
I was like, it's kind of special. We got Nick back from Puerto Rico, and I was very hesitant on bringing it because I was very much like, I don't want anybody to drink this. This is for a special occasion. This is, I don't. But I brought it anyways. It's very good.
And I thank you for it. So yeah,
Yes,
I just
yes.
checked. It's 113.8 proof. So it's not
Okay.
it's not even 116.
Huh.
But yeah, it's pretty hot. It's not as hot as the Elijah Craig or some of my other. I have a Knob Creek 9-year 120 proof, and that one tastes way hotter than what it is. The Stranahan's cask strength.
Stranahan's was good.
What's that one? I'm just using a flashlight, looking at my room. I think that one's 116.
The Stranahan's.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I
stop.
think it's 114.
Anyways.
But yeah,
Well, Carter, do you think
Nope,
So
that
is that
one's
your-
similar. 112 proof.
112?
Yep.
So is that your list? I like that. That's a good list.
That was my list. So just
There's a very good list.
recap. E.H. Taylor, Daily Drinker. Wild Turkey 101 Cheap Mixer. Port Charlotte 10-year is the Impress the Guest. Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, specifically the B520, is my Friday night special. And if I had a perfect world and a perfect life, I would be my special occasion is the Trivon Ardbeg 19. But the auxiliary is the Glenlivet 16-year cast strength.
Okay.
The end.
delicious.
And they all lived happily ever after.
And they all lived happily ever after.
So Carter, what do you have your list in front?
Well, I don't actually. I unfortunately am not as prepared as you guys.
That's fine.
Or did I really check my current inventory of
Well, just
bottles?
go off. What I would say is just go off of
But I kind of have
anything
some.
you had.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I have some ideas of what I definitely, I have some ideas. So I would say for what was the first one again? It was
Daily
the
Drinker.
your daily drinker.
Daily drinker. I mean, honestly, I would say
What would you be
I-
happy with if you?
I would be
could only
extremely
have a
happy.
daily?
I would say if I probably Henry McKenna Bottle
Yeah.
and Bond.
Good.
Mhm.
Good choice.
I really like Henry McKenna. Just really nice, well-rounded bottle. I mean, yeah, it's a little bit more on the difficult side to find, but
But relatively cheap.
relatively cheap, and then it's still, really good. And
Friendly,
Like we,
yeah.
so
Got-
where we live, we saw it once. We're like, oh crap, we're never gonna see this again, or it's gonna be a while, And then
All the bottles.
and we
Yeah.
bought so many, and then like within the coming weeks and months after that, we found
Like, oh,
4
crap.
more.
A
We found it 4
lot
more
more.
times, and they didn't.
Yeah.
We just kept buying it. So it was really isn't as rare as we thought it was.
it's still difficult
But it's still
to find to
it's
some
still
degree.
a small batch, and it's
It's,
Yeah.
it's still one of those things where if you see it,
Buy it.
you kind of want to pick it up. Just 'cause
Yeah.
it's like it's because it's a single barrel, 10-year bottle and bond, and there is variance. Zach, you turned me on to the 8.8 something numbered.
Oh yeah, 8. What is it? I have it. I have
Let me
it.
just
It's like
whip out
8800
my flashlight again.
That's exactly what I'm
Flashlight.
doing. Oh no, it's a new one. Never mind. I don't have the bottle anymore.
No, it's fine. There is variance between bottles, but anyways, where was I going with this? I totally agree. Great daily, relatively cheap. Just gotta find it.
Speaking of cheap,
But yeah,
what's your cheap mixer?
Cheap mixer. Honestly, I'm gonna go with Jack.
Jack Daniels?
Yeah, Jack Daniels.
Really?
Really?
Okay. Well, I guess yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, a classic Jack and Coke, that's good stuff.
Jack Daniels is. It's not flashy. It's pretty generic, but I just
But
think
it's cheap, accessible.
It's cheap, accessible,
Super accessible.
nice compliment for most drinks. Goes well with kind of like you said with yours with the Wild Turkey. it's tastes good in pretty much anything that you mix it with. For my Friday night, that's the next one, right?
Or impress your guest. Either one.
Oh yeah.
Friday night or impress your guest. Well, I'll go Friday night drinker. I will say the one that I would, well, I don't know. It kind of goes for like two things.
I mean,
almost.
I mean, you get one. I don't know what to tell you, but it's a pick one.
I know, that's the thing.
Just think medium price range. Something that you'd be happy with as a
What's
special whiskey.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would have to say I have to kind of agree with Zach with the
Elijah Craig.
Elijah Craig.
Elijah Craig.
The Elijah Craig. Yeah, very solid pick.
As far as where we are in availability, that's that's kind of what we can find.
Yeah, for the first time I saw it sold out at Total Wine, I was kind of sad. I'm like, dang it.
That is sad.
All out of C920s.
Wow.
All right, so what's your impress your guest?
Big sad for Zach. This is the only one that I really.
It's got to be the cake. It's got to be the cake.
It's not the cake.
Oh, okay.
It's not the cake. Well, it is and it isn't, but it's the one.
No, no. Just give us one.
You guys just shut up. So I would actually say Midwinter Night's Dram.
Really? As
Yeah.
your
Impress the
guest.
guest.
I don't know. I feel like it's very.
It is
It's
the
just
best rye.
It's just interesting.
Yeah.
It's just interesting.
It's a really good rye.
Really good rye, got really interesting flavors behind it, and I just think that it's just a great High West product in general.
And I suppose this category kind of, as like a sub information, this is assuming that the people you're giving it to know their stuff or like
Yeah,
whiskey,
this is more like
they can get the flavors that you're trying
they get
to
the flavors,
impart upon them.
Yeah, they understand. I mean, they're not maybe like big whiskey drinkers, but they at least understand. Like this is what this is.
They can
like,
appreciate it.
They appreciate it. They appreciate it. And for my special occasion, it's got to be the Nadura, the Glenlivet.
It's got to be.
It's got to be that.
Yep.
Because that's the whole reason I bought it.
That's your special occasion?
Yeah, that's my special occasion.
Really?
That's my nice.
I thought it was gonna be the cake. Oh, okay.
No.
Cool. All right, so you guys.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear Dylan's.
You guys
I mean, it's not hard to tell by listening to our podcast that Dylan's the most knowledgeable, has the best palate, and
Yeah, especially
has
after
the most,
the train wreck that I just.
it wasn't
That's
that
not
bad.
a train wreck.
It wasn't
So
that bad.
You guys have agreed on two.
These are personal opinions, and we
yeah.
pick solid choices based on what we've had.
And we can.
Yeah, just
you
if I
can
would have
tell.
actually prepared.
Yeah, we can. You can kind of tell that we kind of have a similar flavor. Like we all love Scotch.
Yep.
Yeah.
And real rich bourbons.
Big
Yep.
into Scotch right now,
So,
at least.
Actually, I like my bourbons cheap, not rich. Thank you very much.
Rich flavor.
Oh, rich flavor.
The oily consistency.
Yeah, I'm just joking.
Yep. But
I like my bourbon to be a stand-up guy.
But I completely agree with you, and I was going to actually have the Elijah Craig in my list.
Now you change your mind.
Well, no. I changed it before this.
Yep.
Before
Yep.
hearing you guys, but so I guess I'll go to my listing. So my daily drinker is not a bourbon.
Ooh.
Mine would be a Scotch, an Isle
it's a
Scotch,
Scotch,
Ardbeg
okay.
10.
Oh yeah.
That's gonna be my daily.
Yeah.
$40 about. Find it all day.
Yep.
Relatively cheap.
Yep.
I never get sick of that. So it's a little bit different. It's not going to be everyone's daily, but you
Nice
know,
big
It's his. It's his
Pete.
daily.
we
Big
can handle
flavor.
the flavors of that. Yep. So my
Big Pete.
my mixer.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of all know what this is going to be. Evan Williams bottle and
Oh
bond.
yeah, I was thinking that.
You can get $20. You get a 175.
Yep.
100 proof, fantastic. My impress your guest is a little out of left field, but it kind of goes with, I think, what Carter was picking, something different. They kind of have a knowledge of whiskey. It's different enough where I think it's real interesting. I actually picked, and we've all had this, the Iron Republic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the Texas one. That was
one with the,
that was super
talking about-
interesting.
Which one was that? Was that?
Harbinger.
The Harbinger.
Oh, the Harbinger one.
That thing tasted
Yeah, it's-
like licking the oak barrel, the inside of the oak barrel after
It
it's
has the
been-
heirloom corn in it.
Yep.
Was that the
So-
one that tasted like how Tattersalls pre-mixed
no,
old
you're
fashioned?
No.
You're thinking of the Far North Rye,
Uh,
which I
yeah.
actually was considering picking too. But essentially, the category I picked, this is just a good representation of, I thought, what a good impress your guest would be, is something kind of out of left field that is different from like a Jack or a traditional bourbon or something, that you can kind of show them like how the varieties can change. But yeah, I mean, we had Sebastian try this, and you two all try this, and it was very different from what we were doing during the bourbon trials. We all
Extremely
thought it was
different.
interesting for that. So I think that's my pick for impress your guest. My Friday night, end of the week, winding down, somewhat nice whiskey. I did select, it was another Ardbeg, the Corey Reckon.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Almost cast strength Ardbeg again.
Yep.
I did have a runner up for that. I'm trying to remember what I.
There was a drum,
for
wasn't
that.
it? I mean, the Ardbeg drum.
Nah, it was grooves.
Yeah, but you can't get drum.
That's true. Yeah. It's like, well, but it
And I
yeah.
thought it-
Okay,
it's-
yeah,
and
this
it's
is
real
Friday-
expensive.
This is Friday night special. Yeah.
Yeah,
You're right.
So,
You're right. You can't get it.
Yep. So as far as availability, and it's around $80 to $100. I was gonna possibly. My other choice would be like a Lagavulin 16, but would be happy with the Ardbeg or the Lagavulin.
Yep.
And then my special occasion. We've all had this. We all thought it was fantastic.
It's another scotch.
It's the Bunnahabhain
Bunnahabhain.
28. The Bunnahabhain. I always mess it up. The 28-year cast strength
Yeah.
is still in 1988.
Yep.
Oh,
That's my
yeah.
pick.
That
That's-
was gnarly.
that was fun.
I love the-
amazing.
I love the Ardbeg 19, but I just think the being distilled in 1988, 28 years at cast strength,
Yeah.
is kind of makes it more special.
Yeah.
So,
What is more? Yeah. Just by even if flavor aside, that just has the more interesting criteria. So.
well, yeah, I mean that's my list.
That's that's all. That's our
I think
three.
we all have good. I think we all have good listings. The Daily Drinkers. I think we all have a good one.
Yep. I think what what we've come to, what I've come to see, or with us three and the videos I watched, not a lot of people are picking American whiskeys, or specifically rye whiskeys. I mean, Carter did, but I just mean there's a lot of improvement in the rye whiskey industry as far as not taste, but I don't know, profiles and what's the
Like
word?
they're getting better, or
They're getting
what do you
better.
mean?
They're going to be
Like
getting better, but they're just not.
flavors?
Yeah,
They're not as developed.
They're not as developed. Yep, that's what I was trying to say. They're not as complex. They're getting there, and I feel like that has a huge potential. This rye whiskey, the
Well,
game, the industry.
Before we did this, I think we kind of watched to refamiliar ourselves with the 5 categories. ADH whiskey. Go watch that, I'd say. But he selected for his special occasion the Kentucky Owl Rye, and I think we need to try that at some point. 'cause
Yeah.
I would
do
kill
think
for anything Kentucky Owl.
everything that we hear about their rye is phenomenal.
Yep.
So I think I agree.
For the price tag, I'd hope it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
For the price tag. But hopefully we can get into that at some point and try that and
Yeah.
see what that's all about.
I feel like the rye game is in a similar situation as like the Japanese Scotch game, in the sense that it's good, it's really good, but it needs to come down on price because it's not as good as what it costs, with the exceptions. But
Yeah, I think a lot of people. I think the demand for rye is causing the expensive pricing.
yeah, and because there's not enough of it, and the same thing happened with the Japanese.
Exactly. The supply and demand, but also rye is more expensive as a grain. Too.
Mm-hmm.
So it is a more expensive product to produce,
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't age the same as bourbon. Usually, it seems like it's hitting its butter zone earlier on than a bourbon.
Mm-hmm.
Bourbon, could be like a 12-year plus. Rye seems to be 4 to 6,
Mm-hmm.
possibly.
Is it really
in
that
the butter zone.
short? I thought it was like 8.
Well,
but
so you see all the craft distillers, they pick up ryes.
yep.
It's kind of their main flagship early on. Those they seem to develop faster and kind of hit the butter zone sooner, and they get rid
Okay.
of the less desirable notes
Mm-hmm.
a little bit quicker. But at least that's my opinion. But so yeah, no, I think that's our list essentially.
Good picks, everyone. I think that will probably conclude our discussion. Thank you, everyone, all of our listeners, for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.